Is this working? Is this working? Is this working? Oh god, the feedback. Spare me with the feedback. Okay. Alright, that's something. And let's see, one more. Oh, I gotta add my title. I'm not sure if anybody's in the stream yet, but what's happening is we're gonna talk about resumes and stuff today. It's gonna be another action-packed stream. You know, I just like, while I'm doing my own job hunting, just wanna see if I can help some other folks out, you know. Post on timeline, write public. Right, so I think it's live now. Today we're talking resumes again, and we're gonna look at remote jobs again. I mean, I guess it's a rehash of what we did last time, but you know, to be fair, like this is what the people want, so it's should be all right. Okay, and I'll probably just give it like a moment or two, see if we get any people pop up. And when we do get some persons in here, we can start. Maybe I ask, I'm like, you know, hey, how's your journey been going? You got a resume? Let's look at it. Let's see how we can make it better, make it stronger, just make it more attractive to people out there that's gonna wanna hire you. And you know, I think like when I think about, you know, job hunting content online, I feel like a lot of it's geared towards like tech jobs. Everybody wants to go work in Silicon Valley, tech. You know, I myself, I specialize in the nonprofit industry. You know, that's where my bread and butter is. And you know, there's no content out there for me. So, one, filling a gap for people like me in need. And two, you know, I'm probably also gonna look at just administrative jobs. You know, there are a lot of administrative jobs out there, and nobody's helping people get to those types of jobs. I mean, I don't know why it is, but we'll sort that all out today. Yes, we will. You know, if nobody comes in like in the chat who wants to specifically talk about something, I think perhaps we might just go on LinkedIn and look around. I'm probably just gonna stay online for maybe like an hour and a half. Yeah, maybe I'll look around an hour and a half. That should be all right. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I gotta share the live stream. I got some people that. Should I share my Facebook? I don't know which one to share. Let's see. How do I share this? So I'll just stay. So I did get somebody wanted me to sort of like look at their resume, because they're gonna renegotiate their contract soon. So they wanted me to sort of look at their resume and see what, you know, they could potentially be eligible for an increase. So maybe I'll just like talk about that very off the cuff. So I know right now how it works is if you are staying at your current job, you are poised to make less than somebody who is job hopping to the same position. So let's say you are administrative officer 1, right? If you stay in your job and so if you stay in that job and you try to negotiate an increase in pay, you're probably gonna get like a 1% or 2%. I looked at a stat earlier and it said, 4%. But if you go to a new job, the budget for new hires are usually larger than the budget for increasing the payment of current workers. So you think about it, there are usually more current workers than there are new incoming employees. So those persons coming in tend to get a bit more because they have to attract them away from other competitors. And I think one of the stats I saw, of course, can't be verified too much, is like 5%. So I think so if you're staying within the same company hoping to get a raise, it's like 3-4% you're gonna look forward to. But if you move to another organization, you're looking at like a 5%. And Ryan, it's in the chat, says that's so messed up that new hires get more benefits than career employees. Yeah, I mean that's just how to market it. Ryan, you wanna hop in Discord and we can chat for a bit. Nobody's in here yet, so I got some time to spare. But if anybody's listening, listen, I wanna send me a resume. So we're gonna look at resumes. If you're been job searching, we can go look at the online boards and talk strategy. You want to come in Discord, we can maybe talk some targeted questions, things like that. It's going to be I'm keeping it kind of a little open. Let's just see what people come and are interested in doing. And if not, I'm just gonna hotbox all night, get on my soapbox and talk job hunting. So I've been looking into the international markets for quite some time now. Within the past 3 years, we've seen a lot of changes to just work in general, the workspace in general. A lot of people are going back to office, so there's a demand for remote jobs, and also hiring practices. Most importantly, for our purposes, hiring practices have significantly adjusted. I think, is anybody not hiring through online boards? Are there hiring managers? Are there companies who are still trying to solicit people to come off the street? I can't imagine that. To me, that seems wild. Ryan says he's recovering from surgery, can't stick around, gonna take meds and sleep, but always supported. Bruh, you got surgery? I didn't even know. What open heart surgery? I hope it wasn't anything as laborious as that. I gotta refill my water. There's only I don't know if you can hear it. There's like a small swig of water left in there. Not even half a mouthful, so I'm gonna be suffering with a chapped lips here on the stream. If anybody is out there is looking to get into streaming, my number one tip if you're trying to do anything online is always have water and just something to munch on at the side. I have grapes in the fridge. I forgot about it. Okay, I'm gonna go get my grapes though. Those terrible resumes you saw last week gave you a heart attack. Alright, I know you are a guy who have seen a lot of resumes in your time. So I know for you to see something that surprises you, no, it must say a lot. It must say a lot. So let me. Well, I'm not going to the bathroom, but I'm going to the. Okay, be right back. Kitchen, I guess. Whatever. I'll be right back. Okay, back. Yeah, so since I'm in such a chatty mood, my stream food right now is some. So tonight I got. Let me see if we could. Hold on. I got grapes. Not only do I have grapes, but I got Welch's with the Welch's grapefruit snacks. So I'm double up on my grapes tonight. Okay, doubling up on the grapes. Ryan says, "Jokes aside, I'll tell you about it offline." Yeah, no problem, Ryan. That's sound good. Okay, just a quick. Does anybody know how to share this live stream to like your WhatsApp stories? That would be nice if I could figure that out real quick. Maybe I could try it on my phone. Okay, so I'm just gonna maybe before I dive like headfirst into things, I'm gonna see if I could share this to my WhatsApp. It's on my I don't know why Facebook. So when you go live on Facebook, it just automatically sends it. It automatically sends it to like your story, which I feel is kind of dumb. I don't like that. I like headfirst into things. Let's see. Could I share? How do I share this? Okay, so I guess you can share the story to. You can send it in Messenger, which is not useful. Copy the link. So I copy the link. Wait, hold on. What was that? So I'm on my phone trying to figure out it. Tell me the best international job was for Caribbean people. Okay, Ryan, I'm gonna get to that answer real quick. I just want to share this to my. I can't. Oh, Jesus, it's so annoying. I'm just trying to share this to my story on. No, I'm gonna give up on the WhatsApp. So I don't know how to get it on the WhatsApp. If anybody watching knows how to get this thing on the WhatsApp story, you let your boy know, cause otherwise this is failure thing. All right, so I mean okay, so the best job board for Caribbean people, like with such a broad, like a question as broad as that, I am going to say LinkedIn. Let's talk about that, Ryan. I don't know if you would I don't actually know if you would agree with that, but let's see if I can justify why I pick LinkedIn as the best job board for Caribbean people. I think for the type of I want to talk about like the industries we have in the Caribbean, but I could really only talk about what we have in Trinidad. So, right, yeah, okay. Why I pick LinkedIn is like, I feel like the less specialized the job, the more of an opportunity we have as Caribbean people to get a remote job. Now, I feel like conventional wisdom might be the opposite of that. You might think if it's too generalized, then you're competing with too many people. Well, my job hunting skills is about, my job hunting tips are about putting yourself ahead of the crowd in a way, you know, like get you to the top 10% of candidates. And from what I'm seeing, I think that's pretty easily, based on the kind of resume that I receive, that I see people are putting out there and how they're selling themselves. I think we have a genuine chance to get on top of the pile. You know, we also have some advantages. So for instance, there's a big push globally for DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. People want a more diverse workforce. Now, whether you think it's cynical because they just want to appear like they're doing a good thing, or whether they genuinely feel that way, it doesn't matter. The point is, there's a push for that. And if you're from the Caribbean, you are most likely, you know, a person of color by international standards, regardless of where you fall in your own country, whether you're in a majority group or minority group, you already fall in that category, and people are sort of like wanting to um, go in that direction. You also bring an international lens, so you should talk about that. You should talk about being the type of person that has international an international mindset, international experience. You're not from the home country. You're gonna come in with something new that they're not. You're gonna come in with something that they're gonna get from the other candidates. Of course, the lower end skill the job, the less that might be prudent. Like if I just have a simple admin job, maybe I don't care for international experience. One thing I would say as well is try to so if you have like a long term. Now I did this, so I'm gonna tell you what I did. When I first started, I had a long term trajectory in mind where I'm starting at point X and I want to get to point Y. But when I started at point X, what I did was before I even started looking for jobs per se, I started looking for just opportunities to sort of like, I don't want to say spruce up my resume, but sort of start to give me the kind of like edge that other people may not have. So I joined an association in my field. I started to network with persons, expand my network, improve my LinkedIn. I started doing some volunteering. When I'm in a nonprofit world, so volunteering has like a higher. It's more useful for me per se than somebody going for a generic admin job. But I would say like there's some ways around. It's like a volunteer on like a board or volunteer in like the position. So you have like a year working as an administrator or volunteer as a nonprofit as an administrative officer. Say, hey, I know you're not looking for administrative people, but I'm sending my resume out. I'm looking to volunteer at nonprofits in this specific capacity. If you find a nonprofit and you stay there for a year under that title, imagine this. Look at your resume right now. I know you don't have it in front of you. I want you to visualize your resume. You're not too happy with it. You don't think it's long enough. You don't like what you got on there. I want you to put on there administrative officer, New York based nonprofit, location New York, and you put your duties. Bam. I helped the organization 10x its growth. Bam. I helped the organization with its fundraising. I helped the organization with our revenue generation. We doubled the budget by reaching corporate clients. Imagine being able to put that on your resume. And why? Because you looked ahead and you said, I am just going to work with an organization and do that type of work. And I'm going to have Trinidad on my resume. I'm going to have New York on my resume. I don't think it's too much of a long shot. That's part of what I did. I went out there and I did the work that I wanted to see on my resume. I mean, of course, you have to have the privilege of time. Do you have the time to really go out there and do some free service? That's the first question you can ask yourself. Now, what I want to say to that is, I was on a job board just earlier today, and there's a volunteer position right now for a nonprofit out of Norway, and they want people to help with their grant writing. You have to work 6 hours per week. So imagine that. Monday, you work 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. on that. Tuesday, 5 to 6. Wednesday, 4 to 5. Thursday, maybe you take a break Thursday, you're too busy. Friday, you work, 4 to 4:30. Saturday, you work, like 12 to 1 p.m. And yeah, you just do that for a few months. And they're going to put on your resume, bam, I did grant writing with a Norway-based nonprofit. Here's the amount of money I raised. Here's the amount of money we raised. This is what I did with a team. Like, those are the sort of things you want to have on your resume that's going to make you look like, whoa, who's that guy? Who is that guy? I think we want to consider that guy. And also, I would say, like, it's okay if all the experience isn't, like, directly in your industry. There's a way to tailor. Okay, so you're administrative officer, but you're doing sales work. Talk about the sales work you did through the lens of the admin position that you have, or that you are hoping to seek to have. It's all about understanding how to control your narrative and what's fair. I think a lot of people might be a bit hesitant to say certain things about themselves, but that's really because that's that Donna Kruger. No, not Donna Kruger. Sorry, imposter syndrome. That's that imposter syndrome looking at you in the face. Don't fall prey to the imposter syndrome. What I want to say here. Yeah. I got a like from somebody, but I can't even see who it is. Okay. Let's get back on track here. I want to... Okay, so... We don't have... I hate... Okay, I'm just gonna click my notifications real quick. I just hate to see notifications. It's so annoying. I'll leave the messages there. Let's just go look at some jobs, okay? Let's just go look at some jobs. If you're a trainee, what sort of jobs can you hope to get right now? You're from Trinidad, you're from Barbados, you're from Central America, South America. What sort of jobs do we think? Hey, Julio, good to have you on board. Ryan Asu's brother? Ryan has another brother? What? Okay, anyway, no imperator. Glad to have you aboard, Julio or Julio. So we are thinking about remote jobs. Research assistant. Thank you, Ryan. Research assistant. A regular assistant. An executive assistant. Listen, I'll give you all executive assistants right now. Those jobs can make bank, and a lot of the skills for an executive assistant are directly transferable from what I know that we do down here. So we don't even have to worry about that. Administrative officer. Copywriter, editor, And the thing is, like, when you're looking at, I'll just go administrator. So we're searching administrator. So when you're looking at jobs as well, you also tend to see correlated jobs. So you might look for administrator, and you start to see executive assistant here, impact fee administrator, office or industrial tenant advisor. See a lot of things. Right, fundraiser, grant writer. Yeah, and I highly suggest, like, if you think about your career in the long term, what I want to see you doing is thinking, okay, we're in September 2022. Okay, I got my job now, but I do think that I want to make a switch in a year or two. I want you to think of yourself in 2023 September. What can you do along the way that when you're job searching in 2023 September, you're going to have a banging resume? So definitely if you're doing something like fundraising, grant writing, anything related to a nonprofit, you could easily go and volunteer in these organizations right now and put that on your resume. You said, I did administrative officer work with this organization. And if you do a good job and the people there like you, you just say, hey, I'm job searching, I want to put this on my resume. Listen, they're not gonna be like, oh no, that's immoral. Like the police, come get this guy. No, they're gonna be like, of course, like, appreciate the time you've been here. Please, any way we can help. And I'm telling you, in general, like, if you go and you help others, they're gonna be very receptive to helping you. And that's just a fact. Okay? That is a true fact. Right, so we search administrator in LinkedIn. We want to look remote. Okay. I mean, United States, maybe. You know what? Okay. Let's not look. Okay, let's not. I mean, I feel like everybody's gonna go to the US because that's like the default. When you're thinking, okay, I want to get a job abroad. If you're Caribbean, the first thing you think of is the US. The second thing you think Canada. The third thing you think is the UK. So let's broaden our horizons here for a second. We're looking at Latin American jobs. It's okay. I search administrator. I pick Latin America. I'm on LinkedIn. Remote. I can go date posted. Let's see what we have in the past 24 hours. So I'm gonna pick past 24 hours, experience level. I'm gonna keep the experience level as it is. Right. So how many hits? So 8. So okay. So in the region for a remote position posted today, remotely, there are 85 jobs. So today alone, 85 new jobs in our region were posted for under the simple heading of administrator, something that, you know, most people with Trinidadian education can do, you know. So let's see. You know, I don't know. Is this text? I feel like this text might be too small. Ugh. Okay, let me open it up here. Right. They got 10,000 employees. Does it say the pay? Okay, the first thing, you know what? Before I even want to adjudicate, I want to see if let's like search for a dollar sign. I'm searching dollar sign to see if the pay is stated, and I don't think so. Okay. I'm gonna keep looking until I find one that actually gives what the goddamn salary is. But that's the thing as well. You know, sometimes with the smaller positions, you tend not to get the salary posted, you know, but it's really when you go like much higher up the chain, they kind of have to tell you the salary because it's more competitive. But we can make some educated guesses. If Mexico, it could be this could be a decent paying job. It may pay. It may even pay US. Anything that pays in the US, it's probably anything that pays in the US is probably going to be at least like US minimum wage, and US minimum wage is it's like $8 an hour, right? That's not a lot. Oh God, that's not a lot actually. Let me see. I think the federal minimum wage is $7.25. Okay, let's see. Okay, so the US minimum wage is $7.25. So $7.25 by 8 hours per day, 5 days a week, 4 weeks, is 1,160. And multiply, what's the bank buy rate for US? It's like 6.6. I mean, so that's a 7,000. Okay, so at minimum, at minimum, you're probably looking at a 7,600 TT salaried position, if they're paying in US. And I doubt most places aren't gonna go like to the bare bones of the federal minimum wage. But yeah, Ryan says amazing how many jobs there are. Listen, and this is just like an administrator in Latin America, okay? A region not known for like being prosperous with job opportunities. Let's look at another region and see. I mean, I guess right now, other than just like the exact tips, I'm giving you inspiration. Look, if you're looking for US-based remote jobs, 1,300. Are you telling me out of 1,300 jobs posted just today, today only, we're not talking about for the week. In one day, 1,300 jobs are being posted per day. Are you telling me that one of those remote jobs where they don't need you to be physically in the US, that you can't bag one of those? I think you can easily bag one of those. I mean, of course, as well, I have an international audience. Other than on my Facebook, I'm also on like other platforms, so people there are gonna be like, what are you talking about? What is this guy doing talking about job hunting from Trinidad? That's not content that's useful for me. And I understand, and I apologize. Let me check out one of these jobs here. And also remember, this is just in one category. We're not even... There are whole other types of jobs you can look for. So here's going to be my tip. Let's say you're thinking to yourself, oh wow, Mika, that's amazing. There's so many jobs there. Like, yeah, maybe I think I want to bag something for myself. Have like maybe 3 resumes that's going to be slightly edited for each type of job. So I would say executive assistant is a good one, administrative officer is a good one, fundraiser grant writer, and research assistant is a good one, right? Just have your 3 resumes. The resumes are gonna have the same narrative, but you're just gonna change around some small details to fit the type of job. I want you to remember, when you are job searching, I'm sure you search by keywords, right? Your keywords are like executive assistant, administrative officer, remote, United States. So you're thinking in keywords. The person who's gonna be reviewing applicants are probably also kind of thinking in keywords as well. So think about maximizing what makes a narrative powerful. I think what makes I would say 2 things, maybe 3. I'm just gonna list other things. Specificity. The less general your narrative seems, and the more specific you are about yourself and your work history and your passions, the more that speaks to people. It's one thing to get like, you're reading resumes, you're on your 50th resume, and you're reading another, hi, I am a hard worker, I want to work in a company to advance my career and be a good administrative officer. I like to work in operations, yada, 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 yada. It's like, what does that mean? What I want to hear is like, I worked at X company, and for 2 years, I built this system, and I spoke to 50 clients. My favorite client was this person because I learned that, and I received mentorship from this person whose contact listed below. It's like, I feel like somebody is on the other end of that statement, and it's not just like an AI generated that script. So specificity, so that I know you actually did like something. Another thing is maximizing keywords. So you also want to show like, business jargon is important because like, people make fun of these things, but it shows a certain basic level of competency that you can speak the language, So, but what happens is people want to jargon up their resumes, and they lose sight of making a story out of it. And when I say make a story, what I mean is like, you have an introductory paragraph that talks about the work that you've done, and the rest of the resume speaks to what you said in that introductory paragraph. So you want to maximize on the keywords. So the reason why you want to have the different resumes as well is, so let's say, all right, so executive assistant, right? You're gonna be like, I worked at these companies for X amount of time, and I did this, and this, and this particular thing that I did really gave me all the experience that I needed to be an executive assistant. I wanna show you all what I just said there. What I didn't say was, oh well, I did these things as an executive assistant for 5 years. I said I did X, Y, and Z, and those skills and that preparation has prepared me to do the work of an executive assistant. So even though I hasn't worked as an executive assistant, I can still say, hey, I was managing calendars, I was organizing events, I was helping teams organize themselves, I was working closely with the CEO, and oftentimes I would help them prepare for, events, speeches, etc., etc., etc. Try to find any small thing that you were doing among the years and put it in. And I know what's gonna hold people back is in your mind, before you put something like, I manage the company's calendar, you're thinking, oh, well, to say that, I have to have, for 5 years in a row, every single day, been beating that Google Calendar. That's simply not true. It's better. I would rather hire somebody who worked for a week managing Google Calendar and they did it like super professionally than somebody who did it for 5 years and they were just incompetent for the entire time. It's just going to make more sense to work with somebody who, even though they may not have done it too often, they definitely have the skills. In my experience in interviews, people that they don't like nitpick too much on each like individual thing. Remember, when you're putting together your resume, it's gonna be a long list of things. Like, there are gonna be one or two things that stand out. So okay, so if you say if you're, let's say you're applying for a school as an administrative officer, and you said, hey, I did one of the items on your competencies is I worked in school administration for 2 years. They're gonna ask you about it because that's so related to what they're doing, and it's probably something high up on their needs of requirements for a candidate. But here's the thing. You're allowed to put multiple points of competencies on your resume. And in an interview, they're not going to be able to ask you about every single thing. That's important. And I want you to, when you're recrafting your resume, remember that. When you're in an interview, if you have 20 points listed, they're not going to be able to ask you about all 20 points. And this is going to be important for your job experience lower down on the resume. If you have job experience lower down on your resume and it is not all that relevant to the position, feel free not to lie, not to embellish. I'm giving my public opinions here, and my public opinions are very clearly, don't need to lie, don't need to embellish, but you can definitely spruce it up and make it a bit more, how do I say this while staying true to what I just said? You can bring forward some of the experience that you feel like were underdeveloped. So if you know, like, maybe once in a 3-year job you manage a team and you feel like, well, I only managed a team for a month, so maybe I don't want to put that I manage teams. Put it out there. If it's a job load on, if it's a position load on again, maybe don't put like I manage a team, but maybe said like I have assisted in managing teams. So it's a bit more fair to what your experience have been. And remember, sometimes like when you're assessing a candidate and you have like a laundry list, a wish list of, remember, the qualifications are a wish list, not an edict. You're looking for candidates and you have like a wish list of 20 items. All those 20 items are not weighted equally and as equally as important. So take advantage of that for sure. Okay. I feel like I went off on a big tangent. I can't remember what it is I was originally talking about. Okay, I am going to, give me 1 sec here. Taking a picture for, I'm gonna post this to Twitter. Today is the 7th. Yeah, sometimes hey, who's here in the chat? Oh, Shanice. Well, they haven't spoken, so I won't like call them out. But listen, if anybody in the, okay, so if you want to talk resumes with me, you want to send me a resume, you looking for positions, you want me to look with positions for you, give me my thoughts on what you're applicable for, and how you can maybe even think about positions that you didn't even think you were applicable for before. We can do that. If you want to hop on Discord and then sort of like chat with me, feel free to do that. Always feel free to do that. Definitely. Alright, but give me like... I'm typing something out here on the other side. So give me like 1 minute. I know I said a minute, but I guess it's gonna be 2 minutes, but I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Okay. Alright. Okay, I'm back. Let's see, where are we at? Man, I really wish I could figure out how to put how to get my Facebook Live as a link on WhatsApp. That's bugging me out. But it's okay. You know, you can't... Sometimes you can't get everything you want. Right, okay, so we're back on LinkedIn. Remember, if anybody wants to send me resumes, talk about their job searching, and or just come on Discord and just like talk about, I don't know, talk about, I'm gonna post this here as well. Talk about what? Or just talk about jobs in general, you know, like, I also got the Discord up here. All right, so we're thinking about what. Okay, so it's one thing to have a nice resume. It's one thing to have a nice resume. It's one thing to have a good narrative. But if you don't have the confidence to look at jobs, what's the point? 2, if you don't have the confidence to apply, what's the point? 3, if you don't have an understanding of what it takes to land interviews, you know, what's the point? And I can tell you, I have an interview on Friday. I got one on like Tuesday next week. So I got an interview this Friday. I got one next week Tuesday. And then I got another one next week Thursday as well. So I'm not just talking like wildly out of thin air here. I've been on 4 interviews in the past 3 weeks. And at my level of work, these companies are looking to pick a candidate in 2 to 3 months. So I have a long journey ahead of me. And I say that to say that I want you to trust. And what I have to tell you, I want you to believe. But I can do it. It's not special about me. If I can do it, you can do it too. For sure. Alright, let's go. Okay. Are we still doing Latin America? All right, so okay, let's continue to do Latin America. We have 84 jobs we could potentially look for. These are all remote. Actually, let me see. I want to see if you can sort by the list of salaries. You can look at jobs that have less than 10 applicants. Wow. Jobs within your network. Fair chance employer. Oh, so you can even search by jobs from employers who have signed pledges to hire people with criminal records. I mean, I don't know how you all might feel about that, but you know, I am in support of that. You know, these people, you know, when they leave the penal system, if they don't have a job, I don't know if you expect what we expect them to do. You know, they're gonna need an opportunity to get back on the right track. Okay, but that's neither here nor there. So you can't filter by if the job has posted a salary or not. But okay, that's all right. Listen, executive assistant to CEO. Posted 2 hours ago. Already 18 applicants. So that's a problem. And okay, so this is a good tip. Like, if you see that, so let's open Sophia's profile here. If this person is looking for a recruiting agency, talent acquisition specialist, so it probably means that the position is probably gonna pay a bit more, because if the company is going out of their way to hire somebody, just to hire somebody else, those on average tend to be the higher paying positions. Now, of course, so meet the hiring team. This could either be a recruiter searching on behalf of the company, or somebody from the company. If somebody from the company, that doesn't say too much. Okay, I mean, basic stuff here about. Again, let me open it up so we can read it properly together. You know, I mean, the details are gonna be the generic stuff about, you know, the ideal candidate for this position will excel if they can keep their calm in a high pressure environment. I mean, who's gonna say no to that? While coordinating the logistics of the CEO of the company. Okay, the candidate should have some relevant experience to the role that highlights their capability to conduct all administrative work, making sure the CEO's operations run smoothly. So I wanna point something out here. So, conduct all administrative work. If you've worked in an administrative setting, you already can craft your resume around an executive assistant job. I don't see how not. They do want a bachelor's degree, which probably means should pay something nice. The salary is not listed. It does have the easy apply. You know, remember what I said before? Easy apply jobs, they're not that premium. If you want to look for jobs that have like, email us your cover letter and resume, because most people aren't gonna email them the cover letter and resume. They're gonna do the easy apply and they're gonna forget about it. You also want to listen. If you see a job there that you think you can craft a resume around, and it's asking you to email them like some essay, or email them a video, or anything that takes more than 2 minutes to do, like, apply to that. You're gonna be in a very small pool of candidates. LinkedIn shows the job poster. Should you try to DM them? Should you try to DM the job poster? This is a rough question. I want to caution and say no, not through LinkedIn. I would say perhaps if you can find their email, I would say email that person. Something about messaging through LinkedIn will come off as spammy, because there's a lot of spam. You know, if you're working in recruiting, this person is gonna be inundated with tons of other candidates are gonna be messaging them, which is gonna be annoying. And also, if you look through my LinkedIn messages, there's a lot of people like, you know, hey, I'm gonna help you 10x your business, or hey, are you looking for candidates? Like, yeah. So don't do that. What you want to do here's what I would do. Email does not have the same spam effect. So, what's that? Is that Rocket Reach? Rocket Reach. I don't have Rocket Reach on this. Let me open up, Rocket Reach. So I'm gonna show y'all in real time. I'm trying to get this recruiter's email, but as a Hail Mary, you can try. So Rocket Reach, it's like a Chrome extension where you can try to find somebody's email. So let's see. Alright, where's the extension? Yeah, I want the extension. Come on. I don't need this tutorial. Come on, Rocket Reach. You're embarrassing yourself here. Looking annoying. Oh, the Coda Pop. So, okay, so the Coda Pop 72 on YouTube is asking me, why am I doing this out of curiosity? To be honest, I'm bored and I am streaming to spice up my evening. I have a lot of job hunting skills, having been a hiring manager for many years, and I also have successfully job hunted in the past 2 years. So I thought it would be nice to help some folks out. So I just wanted to send that. Oh, I went over the limit. Alright, so that's a message I sent to the Coda Pop 72 on YouTube. I'm helping my young job hunters. Yes, you know, and also there are a lot of like young people that you know, they haven't been in the world of work too long. So, you know, to be honest, some of these things people just don't know, haven't thought about. And if I can give somebody out there this some insight of like, you know, hey, you're job hunting, but have you considered that this might be rude or this might not be considered rude? You know, those are like really valuable lessons. Like, oh, I didn't even know I can do that, you know. Oh, I didn't even know people frowned upon that, you know. So like those little things happen. So let's see if Rocket Reach can get us this. Oh no, so they can find the contact, which is, the thing is, she's not from a company. Oh, she actually is from, so she is an internal recruiter. She's not like, so this Sophia Arango, she is from this company. I mean, that's useful. I didn't get her email address directly, but I did get some useful information. Okay, how do I look up? There's another one. I think it starts with F. It's fuck something. Yeah, I'm trying to look for, right, hunter.io. Try hunter.io. Okay, Shark Helpers. So this is another website that you can try to find. Well, I need to see if they have a website. So this is another website. If you're trying to find emails, I'd go to their LinkedIn. I go to their LinkedIn, to their about. Do they have a website? They do have a website. Alright, nice. Copy the website. And I go back to Hunter. Okay. right? So it's only giving like the generic sales at sharkhelpers.com, so that's not very useful. Let's see. So I'm gonna go back and try Rocket Reach. So Rocket Reach, come on, few employees, let's go Rocket Reach. Of course, these apps have like paid versions, so if you're a bit comfortable financial wise and you have a few bucks to throw around, like these are good tools that can help you out. So it did find some contacts, but it didn't find the exact person, which is okay. It's all right. But feel free to just apply. You know, sometimes you don't have to go like, okay, you don't always have to go full like full detective. You know, you don't just apply and move on with it. Let's see. All right. Okay. So that's a job you could apply for. Senior database administrator. What are the requirements here? What will you bring? 4 years experience in SQL Server DBA. So, you know, very specific job for people who have very specific skills. So we'll of course ignore that. Senior Salesforce administrator. 6 years experience in 6 years experience in support of administrators on Salesforce Sales Cloud, preferably as an internet administrator. So, you know, so Ryan suggests cold emailing somebody else in the company through the emails that you found here. Yeah, you know, just create a template email, swap their names out, send it and see if what you get back. You know, like you know, if I'm working somewhere and somebody says, you know, they email, I just get an email and it's like, you know, hey, I was looking at this organization. I mean, it's like a fun place to work. I saw a job posting, but I couldn't find an email. Could you help me get in touch with whoever is the recruiter? And also, maybe can you tell me about your experiences here? Some important key things about this email. Try for it not to sound too generic with your template, but don't spend too much time crafting a cold email. Don't spend like 10 minutes. Just have like a nice, I used to have like a template written up somewhere. I'll try to find it later. Definitely make it a bit personal about the person. You know, ask them to share something. People like to talk about themselves. They like to talk about their experience. So put that somewhere in there, and it should increase the chance that that person will reach out to you. Where we at, right? So I'm just addressing what Ryan says. So we're looking at these jobs. You know, when I see something like 6 years experience in support or administrator of Salesforce, CS Cloud. Let's see. Okay, so first thing, it's like, so when it's not the qualifications, it's usually in order of most important to least important. Like when you start getting down here, this is when they're just like spitballing and they're just like, okay, I just need to make this list of qualifications not be too short, because, you know, it might look strange and unprofessional. You know, we don't want to look like we're a fake company, right? So when they start to get onto like these 4, able to work well in a team or multiple teams, okay. Strong English skills, okay. Well, if I could read it, I mean, if I could read this, I could probably speak fluent English. Able to work U.S. Central or Mountain Time. I mean, if you pay me enough money, I'll work at any time, whatever. Able to work after hours or weekends. If you pay me enough, yeah, sure. So what do you start with? When you get down to the closer to the end of the list, these aren't actually qualifications. These are just like, I need to make this list a bit longer, so maybe let me just adding a few qualities that I might want in somebody. You know, that's where you're getting that down there. Okay. Well, before I continue with this, I got a question here from the Coder Puff 72. Yes, do you think it's worth it to apply to jobs that you are underqualified for if it's a niche position? So the Coder Puff 72, definitely yes. I could, in my own experience, I've applied for jobs that, and in my assessment, I feel like maybe I'm a bit underqualified for these jobs, and I can tell you, I still get people still reach out to me, and also I've had the experience where I've interviewed, they picked a candidate, they told me I didn't get a job, and then they were like, you know, hey, it didn't work out with this person. Actually, there was a time somebody said I got called back and they were like, hey, this person, they didn't want to get the COVID vaccine, and we're working with kids in person, so it's literally impossible for us not to be vaccinated. So they didn't want to, if you're vaccinated, maybe you can get the job. So regardless of how you feel about vaccinations, things like this come up and a job that maybe they interview you, they say, well, this guy's not really like qualified for this job, but the other people, they just weren't feeling their vibes. So they're like, well, he lacked X, Y, and Z, but man, I really vibed with him. And one of these days, we're gonna do interviewing skills. So the code of policy, I'm trying to start here to you, like, at some point we can hop on Discord and we can do like, I can run you through now. How I like to approach interviews is, at the end of the interview with me, I want a few key takeaways from. I want the interviews to have a few key takeaways. One, man, this guy is just passionate about what he does, not the job, not their company. Man, this guy is passionate about what he has done. It's very important. Two, he seems like he's interested in our mission. He seems like what the work we do here, and not the position, the work that we do. He seems interested. That's important. Three, man, that guy is personable. If this is how he is able to operate himself on a Zoom call. I mean, this is the energy. If this is the energy he's gonna be bringing in all our Zoom calls, the professionalism, the bubbly attitude, the like, yeah, this person is not bored out of their mind talking to me, and approachable in whatever position you're doing. Remember, you're not interviewing for a job. You're interviewing for the people in front of you, okay? You're putting on a performance for them. It's not about the position. It's about the people in front of you. I'll go into some very advanced techniques that I use in my own job searching, but for now, this is where I'm going to leave it. So if you are underqualified for a job, so what you want to do is you want to craft your resume in the direction of the job, okay? Now, my public opinion on this is you don't need to lie or embellish. Don't say, yeah, I did 6 years of Salesforce. But hey, I worked in an organization that did a lot of sales, and I've been absorbing that experience for the past 6 years. Okay, that's better than not saying anything about sales. So say, yeah, I've worked in a high and intense sales environment, and I've been picking up those skills along the way. So you try to create as much of an opening for yourself in your resume, and in the interview, you put up your emotional intelligence up to 10, okay? And there's a way to do this without coming off phony or fraudulent. I'll have to show some people how to appear genuine and excited about having a conversation. I mean, I can tell you, streaming helps a lot with just having to talk about yourself, just talk about things and finding the energy and just looking interested in what you're doing. So, I've been streaming on Twitch since like the pandemic, 2020, like April, May, and I think it's definitely like assisted me in my job hunting because like you could give me any question in an interview, and I'm gonna roll with it. You're not gonna get like I'm not gonna give you. You're gonna get an answer out of me, a usable answer out of me. So, the code of Pop 72 says, do you? Oh no, that's the same question, yeah. So anyway, apply for those new positions. So, all right, so we're going back to the qualifications. We're at the qualifications. As you can see, as you get further down to the long list, it's really nothing really here that these are just like intrinsic qualities that, I mean, I would hope in an interview you say, yeah, I am these things. That's gonna be useful. Right, now close to the top of the list. I think the top 2-3 are gonna be like what they actually want. So let's see, what's on the top 2-3 here? At least 6 years experience in support of administration of Salesforce Cloud. At least 2 years work experience with Excel-based reporting, including pivot tables and charts. Demonstrated ability to create and modify validation rules, flow and process builder, basic triggers, and performance troubleshooting. Now, I admit, I'm a bit out of my depth into what the specifics about these qualifications, but what I would say is you definitely, if you're around this industry, if you've been around this type of work, if your team has done anything related to this type of work, you got coworkers that were doing this, you had the opportunity to do a little bit of it, you can talk about that experience in your resume. You don't have to publicly, I'm gonna say, you don't have to lie and say you did X, Y, and Z, but you can start to lay a claim of, hey, work isn't always about exactly what I was doing straightforward. Sometimes it's about the environment I was around and what I was able to absorb. So let's see what exactly is. Let's see what so let's say you did not know what Salesforce was. You just okay. So this is what I would, if I was researching a job that I think I wanted to go for and it had something I didn't know, I would be like, okay, well, what is this? And I think as well, like one of my biggest tips is you want to avoid burnout. So you don't want to. I don't want, when I say let's go do a bit of research, I don't mean let's research every item on this list. Find the biggest thing and see if you can fit under it. Like keep the research limited so you don't spend 20 minutes per resume. But with my system, which I still have to show on the stream, I can spend 3 minutes I can spend 3 minutes reviewing an application, preparing my documents for the application, submitting to the application. And I can do that and get an interview. And I've done that several times. So it's all about the technique you're employing. These grapes are looking a bit chunky. What the hell? Yeah. That's the thing about grapes. It's like, you can never get a good batch. But I'm gonna suck for the fruit. There we go. One more before we continue. Okay, that's what I needed. Just gonna take a quick kitchen break. Okay, I'm back. So, the Coil Pop 72. Where did you find the stream, by the way? Alright, so let me close this. Right, yeah. So, okay, so we're back to, we're doing the research. If you don't know, like let's say you're looking at a job and there's something here that you don't know, quickly look at the most intense item and see if it's like something. So it says here, Salesforce Sales Cloud is a customer relationship management platform designed to support sales, marketing, and customer in both business to business, B2B, and business to customer contexts. So first, okay, what's a CRM? I don't know. Customer relationship management is a combination of practices, strategies, and technologies that companies, okay, that's not a, what is a CRM? So this is a quick 5-minute research to see if I can take what I have done personally and sort of like cram it into their narrow qualification. So a CRM is a technology for managing all your company's relationships and interactions with customers and potential customers. The goal is simple: improve business relationships to grow your business. A CRM system helps companies stay connected to customers, streamline processes, and improve profitability. So, that's very vague. It's okay. So Salesforce is a CRM, and a CRM is just managing all your company's relationships and interactions with customers and potential customers. So, okay. So you could say to yourself, well, I've never used Salesforce, but have I done the CRM thing? Have I done managing of my company's relationships and interactions with customers and potential customers? That's a bit broad. You could potentially fit yourself under that. Perhaps. Think about it. And in your resume, you wouldn't say, yeah, I did 6 years of Salesforce. You might say, I worked 6 years in this organization, and I manage customer relationships. I implemented CRM techniques. Now, CRM technique is just any technique you're using to manage interaction with customers. So talk a bit about your experience with it. They're asking you something specific here. Hold on. So they're asking you something very specific here about your experience with Salesforce. Fine, good for you. Instead of answering this question, answer another question. What is my experience with CRM? And that somebody looking at the application may be like, well, they're the candidates. We didn't like them for whatever reasons. Maybe it's not even job related. Maybe it's tangentially. And this guy, well, this gal, maybe let's give them a chance in an interview. And and then you go in an interview, and you rock them in other ways. Hey, so SFC Wallace says, my 2 cents for interviews: focus more on accomplishments, less on tasks, and talk about the value you bring for the company. Thank you very much, SFC Wallace. I use that same technique, when I'm in interviews. I'm always relating, if they ask me whatever I'm doing, I'm always relating it back to an experience I had where I accomplished something in a job context, If you're gonna ask me about sales, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you about this one time I landed this big sale. That's what I'm gonna talk about with sales. You ask me if I managed teams, I'm gonna tell you about the time I was a super manager of this team that did X work. Now, and here's the thing about this as well. Here's my my secret sauce to answering questions. Sometimes you want to take the question that they ask you and lead it somewhere else. You want to lead that question to your strong suit. So maybe they might say, hey, tell me about the time you managed a team. And you'd say to yourself, well, I don't have too many team management experience. There was this one time I was sort of working as a team lead, but I was also doing a lot of work as not the team lead, but I did accomplish X. So what you gonna want to do is remember this time I was supporting leadership of this team, and we were able to break through in sales and increase our revenue and growth by 40% in 18 months. We weren't able to maintain that growth, so that was a learning lesson in growth management for me. But wow, I could just recall, my time. We had 5 persons and we did this and you want to answer the questions in sort of a personable story format. Remember, the interview is about selling yourself. You're selling your story. It's not about the job. It's not about a position. You're selling yourself to a human being on the other end. And people, when we're not, one day we will have robots doing interviews, and that's why the tactics are gonna have to shift to be a bit more logic based. But for now, people are emotion based. Even when they're looking still and stoic, there's still emotional beings behind there. So try to hit on those emotional points. But of course, you want to do it in a tasteful, business savvy manner. So thank you for that, SFC Wallace. Appreciate that contribution. Right. So, and listen, and that's it. You know, you did the run research on the Salesforce thing, and you'll try. Listen, you put something honest on your resume. If they don't like it, they don't like it. Whatever, you know. And if they call you for an interview, well, it's up to them to do their due diligence and select people who are a fit for their company. You know, if it turns out that if in the interview they're like, oh well, you know, we were looking for somebody with Salesforce experience, and I was like, well, hey, in my resume, I never said I had Salesforce experience. I said I've worked in CRM solutions. You know, so it's like it was up to you to read my resume properly, and then you decide if you want to bring me on here. So if you're putting together fair and honest information, don't ever care about if other people you're gonna be lazy and waste their own time. That's not your problem. You know, you just do your best and just leave it as that. Okay. Let's see. You know, I'm seeing I got a lot of support on the Facebook, but listen, so once again, if anybody wants to shoot me a question, feel free to post a question in the chat. You want to send me a resume, we could look at resumes. If you want to talk about some job experience, job hunting experience, we could talk about that. Maybe if you want to know about different websites, we can do that. If you want to hop on the Discord, I'll go in my chat actually. Wait, hold on. Why is this chat blocked? It doesn't make any sense. Wait, hold on. How do I unlock this? Add a channel. Okay, I don't know why my chat is locked, but whatever. Anyway, yeah. So you know, we could also chat on Discord, and I don't even know what we chat about there. Right. So let's look at another job on the LinkedIn here. So, you know, especially if you're not from the US, try to write down a few generic positions that can fit under what work you've done and start searching those positions. You know, like I said, on LinkedIn alone, this in Latin America, there were 85 jobs posted that fit under administrator as a heading. So let's see, let's look for something else. Assistant. So in Latin America, 75. Of course, a lot of these will sort of like have fallen under the other bracket of administrator. So, you know, that's we got for research. If you're gonna do something like research, okay. Wow. Okay. So I mean, so one interesting thing is like, so this was posted 8 hours ago. It's a junior executive assistant in Latin America, and already has 200 applicants. So it could get very competitive out there. That's why, you know, my tips tend to be like, go for jobs that have like a longer hiring process. Go for jobs that have more steps to sending your resume out, to getting your information out, because those jobs tend to get way less. Listen, you're gonna probably think to yourself, oh, 200 applicants, and it's probably, oh, they're probably gonna have like 150 more in their email. No. If this job down here says, email your resume and cover letter to info@sterlington.org, there's only gonna be about 20 emails in that inbox. That's just how it goes. That's just how it is. Okay. Alright, so let's see. Research. Are there any research jobs here? Project leader. Look, there's a project leader position. It's in Colombia. Do any of these even require Spanish? I haven't seen. They don't even have like language requirements. So you could do these jobs in English. That's pretty dope. Doesn't have the salary. Wait, okay, let's see. How much is this salary? Jeez, $3 million. If only that was in so currency converter, 3 million pesos is 669 US. Okay, so 669 in my native currency is. Now, you know, I mean, I know somebody right now who's working as an office assistant in Trinidad for $4,500. This is not like um. So I would say to do that, but do it in a company that can put remote experience under your resume. That's pretty good. So yeah, you could be an office assist. You could be an office administrator in Trinidad and Tobago, or you could be a project leader working remotely out of Colombia for the same amount of money. Now I don't know if I need to say this, but project leader is a bit higher on the totem pole than assistant. So that can get you a longer way. Let's see. Okay. Right. So I mean, under research, you can look project as well. I think just like the generic term project is also a good term for the job hunting. You can also like, and here's another tip as well, like contract positions tend to be more liberal about hiring foreigners because it's like, it's only the full-time positions. So the reason full-time positions, they may be reserved for people in the country is because full-time positions have local labor laws that they have to adhere to. But if you're hiring somebody in a 6-month contract, you can hire anybody around the world. They'll be hired as an independent contractor. They handle their own taxes and laws, etc., etc. So anything contract position, part-time, temporary, you can easily maneuver your way into that job. You could slide into that job. Guaranteed. Ooh, okay. I mean, okay, we're coming up to the... How long have I been streaming? An hour and a half. So I'm gonna go, I mean, hour and a half, 2 hours is how much I'm gonna go for. So I think let's look at LinkedIn some more until I get like extremely hungry. Then I'm just gonna peace out and go get some food. But so far, thank you to Ryan S. FC Wallace and who's that other guy? And Coda Pup in the chats for asking questions, engaging, helping me have something to sort of talk about. And all right, so also when you're searching through LinkedIn, there are also these sorts of like, you see a lot of these companies like Topal. This is like a website for freelancers. So sometimes they just crowd the freaking. They just crowd the app, but you can see like if you have if you're like a freelancer in these fields, like these websites are also very good. They're like niche websites, and as you can see, they have like jobs around the world: Argentina, Barbados, remote. I think I tried to sign up for it, but I don't even know like what I would have done. Let's see. Let's try copywriter. Oh, this is in Spanish, so if you don't speak Spanish, don't even like bother. Wait, what? There's only one copywriter job? Oh, I had it on contract. Oops. Well, only two. So there are only 2 copywriter jobs on contract. I mean, this is in Spanish. It's 100% remote, but it's in Spanish. So yeah, no, it's not gonna be worth the time. Because if the job is in another language, I mean, don't even try. You can't gas your way through another language. It's not gonna work out, dog. It's not gonna work out. So I'm gonna come out of Latin America. There were a few. So we got in Africa. I mean, of course, you have to be cognizant of like where around the world you're searching. The salaries are gonna vary, but the competitiveness is also going to be different. So a job in Africa or Latin America, if you're coming there as a foreigner, you're gonna be more attractive because it's like, those areas that are underdeveloped, people with foreign experience, it's gonna be like a bit more attractive. And on the flip side, if you're going somewhere very developed like the United States, Canada, etc., they're gonna be a bit like, well, we're gonna prefer to hire local a bit more. It's gonna be more competitive for you as a foreign person to try to get in. But of course, these countries, every day people are being hired from different countries, so it's like not even something to like worry about. Oh man, I would admit I'm getting a bit tired, so the stream's gonna be ending soon. Just have to put that out there. But we'll talk a bit more about. I mean, we want to looking at LinkedIn. Let's get off of LinkedIn. God damn it, it's in LinkedIn too much. Let's talk about other websites, other job boards that you can potentially be looking at. So I like to say the biggest thing, getting a good resume, easy. Getting an interview, easy. Getting a job, easy. What's difficult is the burnout from job searching. That's the if you were a machine and you could just do 30 resumes a day for 60 days, you're gonna get a job. It's statistically, somebody's gonna accidentally hire you. Push come to shove, you're gonna accidentally get a job. All right, but keeping the momentum, and I can show y'all, like what burnout can look like. This is my job tracking sheet. So on this day, I did 14 jobs. You can, let me see if I can zoom in here a bit. So this is a peek behind my productivity curtain. 14 jobs this one day, pretty good. Then all of a sudden, 4 jobs. Maybe I should have paced myself the day before. Then after these 4 jobs, I went up to 15. You see? Then I went down to 9. Then I went up to 14. Are you seeing the pattern? Well, I went up to 17 the next day. Then 17 again, and 24. Then I went down to 18, 21. Okay, well, let's look at September 6, then 12. After I did that 12, I did 2, then I did 4. Then it went up to 27. And now I'm at 5. Okay, right. So we're looking at, but let's not get too sidetracked here. You want to look at other job boards, not just LinkedIn. So what I would say is pick 2 job boards to sort of focus on. I gotta link my Discord on the chat here. What is this? Oh, that's... I gotta copy. Okay. Alright. Right, so Glassdoor. For those of you who don't know about Glassdoor, Glassdoor is like... It's like a LinkedIn, but it has some different tools on LinkedIn. So for instance, this is like a more of a website to anonymously like talk about the companies you work with. And of course, the smaller the company, the less anonymous it could really be. But if you're in like a fairly large 50+ person org, and people are rotating out of positions, it's not gonna be it's gonna be fairly easy to write an anonymous review. And you can sort of just like rate companies. So discover companies recommended for me. So okay, let's look at YMCA. It's in a nonprofit space. I'm in a nonprofit space. YMCA, So right, I can see an overview. It's gonna tell me their annual revenue. I don't know why I need to know that. It was founded in 1885. Cool. Oh, known competitors. That's something else. Its mission. So good information about the organization. And then it has like this here. So it's like the Yelp of companies. If that, it's gonna be an annoying reference for some. Right. So before I continue, Ryan in the chat is pointing out many African countries allow trainees with visas. So let's go back to LinkedIn a sec. I think LinkedIn has like one of the so a good reason you're gonna want to use LinkedIn is if you're coming from outside of the U.S., the Canadas, it's gonna be difficult to search places like Africa. So okay, so no, oops. So administrator, and you can search. So you can search Africa, EMEA, Sub-Saharan Africa, Northern Africa, Southern Africa. But if you want to search by a specific country, all job boards do that. But very few job boards allow you to search the entire continent. So I'm gonna put the entire continent of Africa, and okay, I'm just gonna limit it to date posted, 24 hours. In the last 24 hours, Africa posted 190 jobs. This is one of those 190 jobs. Wait, no. Actually, I gotta see if it's remote before we get hyped up. Cause this could kill it here. Okay, so there are only 11 remote jobs that were posted in the past 24 hours. Okay, only 11 jobs for you to apply to. You know, I'm sure you're applying to like 1,000 per day. So 11 is just like small potatoes for you. But anyway, let's see. What we got for assistant? Hey, give me an executive assistant in Egypt. I mean, of course, you know, there are language barriers, but like, you know, this is an English stream. The good thing about English is a lot of, you know, English is like the international, you know, it's like it's the business language of the globe right now. You know, for all that's worth, that just means like it's possible for you to get a job out there. So okay, the difference between the job boards. So let's see, we're going and we're looking at Glassdoor. Can I search Africa? Africa, US. So these are towns. These are like cities in the US that are named Africa. I don't know what MO is. IN should be Indiana. OH is Ohio. SC is what is SC? South Carolina, right? So you can't search Africa. Could you search North Africa? Nope. But you can search by different states. And you know, if you're looking like somewhere in Africa, so here's what I would do. I would go like, which countries? Africa. African countries hiring remote. Oh, look, there's a specific job board just for the largest remote work community in Africa. So I could just find a job. I have to register though, which is fine. Oh look, the jobs are right here. Okay, so look, you can. Are you doing engineering? And you're thinking about working in Africa someday? Maybe you have a job right now and you're like, well, maybe I'll just, if I get something, I want to travel, maybe do something a bit interesting. You start with a remote position, and then, of course, and if you tell a company, you know, hey, I've been working remotely for a few months, I want to relocate and be closer to the team. I'm sure they're going to be like, sure, yeah. And they'll help you get out there. They probably won't pay for your flight and stuff, but they'll you know, somebody in the company could probably assist you with finding a place to stay and probably showing you around. Anyway, let's see. So let's find something here. So generic marketing. There are 74 marketing jobs listed. You know, you could try to find something junior in marketing. If you've done any office work, you can try to translate your experience. Has the company done any marketing at all? Has the company you worked with, have they ever reached out to people? Have they been doing marketing? We'll talk about how you were a part of aiding the marketing journey of the company. You know, things like that. marketing manager. So that's okay. I'm gonna look at this. Some of these are gonna be. I'm getting a feeling some of these are gonna be very okay. One of them was tech related, but the others may not be tech related. Spruce is hiring a marketing manager. I saw Web3 somewhere in there, did I? Web3. Oh lord, it's for a Web3 job, but it's. I mean, once they're paying, I guess they're paying. Anyway, I don't want to get too in the weeds with this one. Right. So let's don't want to get too in the weeds. And there's some copywriting jobs that you could probably. You can probably bag this right now yourself. I mean, copywriter. Your skills, proven experience as a copywriter or related role. You see, listen, think about this. Yeah, so Ryan is addressing there's a lot of stigma about Africa, about it being dangerous, poverty. True, but remember, Africa is a big place. There are definitely zones, and you could just find it out. Africa, where is safe, and it could tell you the 17 safest countries. Africa, the 6 safest cities, and look, there's a list of the safest cities in Africa. Boom. They're gonna be, even in dangerous countries, there are gonna be pockets that are safer than where you are right now. There are places in Colombia that are, it's known as a country with, the drug war there has created a lot of danger, but there are places there that are gonna be even safer than probably where, you live in, Yeah. And anyway, so if you're thinking about going somewhere that you're not too, you're sort of like, about, remember that you can just look for where the safe areas are, and it's usually gonna be like where the government is, where it's big on tourism. I mean, crime is crime, but for the most part, the locals, they want to have zones where foreigners could come, and it's not just like wanton crime everywhere. And of course, we're searching for remote jobs, so it may not even be. So look at this. The first skill, remember, this person, think about the person putting together this job post. They had to think about what was the first skill that they wanted to put. And the first skill they put is experience as a copywriter or a related role. If you see if the first skill has or related role, that is an open invitation to take whatever you were doing and try to explain why you would be able to translate that over to this position. I'm sure whatever you're working with probably involved writing of some kind. Say, hey, you know what? I have the writing skills for this job. I'd gladly take a test. Give me that test. Put a test in front of me. I'm gonna destroy that test. Knowledge of online content strategy. What does that mean? Knowledge of. Come on. Excellent writing, editing, and proofreading skills. Just do a test and prove it. Experience with SEO. Just Google that and figure that out. Strong research skills. Come on, I got Google, dog. Creativity. I know you're just making shit up. Collaborative spirit. Okay. And this remote role. Okay. Anyway. So this is an example of a niche job board. I'll save this under my, and I have my job websites. And this, oh, you can't see this here, but let me go to bookmarks manager. Under my job websites in my bookmarks, you can see I got a long list of job websites. Long list. Okay, delete this. Oops. right, so we're looking at Glassdoor. So right, so Glassdoor, just to get back into what it is. You know, it gives you some information of the company, where on YMCA, because I'm in a nonprofit, the website, the number of employees, type, nonprofit organization, the industry, found when it was founded, headquarters, revenue, its competitors, its mission. So what you might want to do is, especially when you're searching for jobs, so this is what I do sometimes. Like sometimes a company will not list their salary. If they're big enough and they've been around long enough, they can have a page on Glassdoor. Look up their Glassdoor and right. So if maybe if you saw a position posted for site director, so based on 171 salaries submitted for site directors, the average pay is $50,000. On the low end, they pay 41. They historically paid off 41,000. On the high end, they historically paid off 61,000. So, I mean, that right there is good intel. All right, let's zoom back out. And for me, as an executive director, I can just go in and I can sort of see what do they typically pay the executive directors. On the low end, 73K. On the high end, 119K. Okay. Wow, there's even a bit of a discrepancy here with the pay. No, well, that's just the 3-minute reported. And okay, anyway. Let's go to right. So that's a good tip on finding salary information, even if it's like a job that you are not sure. Let's say it's a job you're not sure if you you're not sure what the pay is. You can go on Glassdoor and search around and see what the typical pay for that job type is, and it can help you, because sometimes they ask you what your desired pay is. Use Glassdoor and figure out where the median or the average is, and use that. Simple. So these are my recent searches. Okay, so let's see. We are looking for administrator. I'm gonna leave the location open because you can't search by frickin' location. It's gonna give me all the administrator results. See all jobs here at the bottom. I don't want the email alert. And this is where I'll begin to fine tune. Right, so I'm gonna adjust the pay range. 20,000 a month. A year is how much a month? 28,000. So 2,300 US a month, and in my home currency, 2,300 US. So $15,000. So if you are making less than 15,000 TT, you might want to look on Glassdoor. Maybe you want to. There's supposed to be a way to search by remote, right? All right, remote work from. Oh, there's remote work from home or remote or US. So let's do this first one. Right. So for remote jobs administrator, posted in the last 3 days, 114 jobs. Boom. And you can even you can change if hey, I'm like an entry level. There's some entry level ones here. If you are concerned. And Glassdoor, it's they're all the same really. You do the easy apply. It's gonna ask you some basic information, simple stuff. Always want to look out to see if there's an email at the bottom. You can search for the @sign, and if you don't get any hits, it means that they didn't post an email for you to. Sometimes there's a link to do an online form. Also look up for those links. But the link it'll be in blue text, right? So you can easily just spot those. The last job website we'll look at is Indeed.com. So Indeed, what does Indeed have like over Glassdoor? Because Glassdoor they have like the salary calculator, the salaries of past people in certain positions in certain companies. You know, what does Indeed have? It's just a job board. So okay, let's see. Could you search like Africa here? No, Africa and the U.S. Lol. Could you search Latin America? Nope. But you could search like Nigeria, right? You can't search Nigeria? Administrator. Is this only a US job board? Can you search Canada? You can search Canada, UK, Norway. It has like the big economies. Japan. Is China here? Oh wait, Japan. Oh, they don't have Japan here. Oh wait, Tokyo? Did I spell Tokyo right? Tokyo? Yeah, I did spell it right. Tokyo. They don't have Tokyo. Do they have Indonesia? Nope. So I mean, this is just for like metropoles. Well, let's go. Remote. Because that's what we're looking for. We're on Indeed. And you can last 24 hours. 130 jobs on Indeed as well. For the last 24 hours, remote. We can look at the lower end because we know we know we're gonna be looking for lower end jobs. Okay, yeah, and the thing, I think like you have to pay to go on Indeed, to post on Indeed. So you're gonna tend to get like higher paying stuff here. Look, there's an executive assistant that pays up to $100,000 on Indeed. Okay. Yeah, okay, so it's been an hour 50 minutes. I'm gonna wrap up the stream here, I think. You know, I want to thank everyone who tuned in today. You know, I definitely want to do some more intense stuff. Like, I want to do some interview training. I want to go through my application process. But I'm gonna do that when we get like a few more people around, so that we can really maximize it. But other than that, I want to, yeah. So we'll do this again. Let's see what is today. Today it's Wednesday already. Jeez, goddamn. Maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday. You know, I think like I'm looking at one of those days to do another session. Well, of course, in the meantime, feel free to reach out to me. You can send me your resume. We can talk about job hunting, or you know, we can shoot the shot, figure out something. You know, all right. So I will see you.